Hello everyone, happy core stability. We're gonna go ahead and get started on the ground for our warm up. So let's go ahead, start with our back flat, head rested, feet flat on the floor, knees point towards the ceiling and hands by your sides, palms face down, fingertips reaching forward in the same direction as your toes. Go ahead, curl up, chin to chest so that your shoulder blades come hovering off the ground and your upper abs are engaged. Shoulders are hovering, arms hovering outside the hips, and we're gonna pump our arms up and down, just an inch or two above and below the hips. So keeping the arms straight, just lifting those hands an inch or two up and then pressing them an inch or two down. Pump, pump, pump. Every pump of these arms gives us a little bit more instability through the upper abs, makes them work for it, makes them warm up here. You have some options to increase or decrease the stability. So to decrease some stability, you can lift your feet off the ground, keeping your knees bent, knees stacked over hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. That just decreases your points of contact. You had two more pieces on the ground and now they're lifted. So that'll activate through the core a little bit more, or you can extend those legs straight to a diagonal. Extending the legs further away from your core makes your core fire up quite a bit more to stabilize. Push the low back down to the ground, keep it flat. So choose whatever is gonna work for you. As you breathe through, almost through here, and in 3, 2, 1, go ahead and rest your head. You can keep your feet flat on the floor, or you can extend your legs long for crunches, sit-ups, or roll-ups. So crunches, hands go behind head, elbows wide, feet can be flat on the floor, knees to the ceiling, and you lift through the upper abs, so shoulder blades hover off the ground and then release. If you'd like to take it to a sit-up, hands reach to the ceiling, and then you roll all the way up, shoulders come stacked over hips at the top, arms reaching forward at the top. Roll all the way back down. If you want to take it to a roll-up, it's the same as a sit-up, except feet are no longer flat on the ground, they are extended long on the ground. And a little bit more base of support, adding more points of contact with the ground. Abs waking up in a big way here. Using the muscles through the core rather than momentum to get here. And in 3, 2, 1, wherever you're at, rest your head, rest your back flat on the floor. Bring your feet flat to the floor with knees pointed towards the ceiling, and take your hands and press them down to the ground, palms down outside of the hips. Take your right knee and pull it towards your chest, and then extend your right leg straight to the ceiling, toe is pointed. We're gonna do our single leg circles here. So take your leg, right leg, and draw a circle left, down, right, and then up through center. So we're going counterclockwise first. Hip mobility, trying to keep your legs straight as can be, and that's gonna help stretch through the lower legs, the muscles in the legs, the lower body. And we're also actively pushing our back down to the ground, pulling our belly button in, trying to stabilize through the core, keep the upper body still with this movement through the right leg. Switch directions, going clockwise this time, right, down, left, and then up through center. Working through the leg muscles and stretching through them. You can choose how big the circle is and how high or low it goes. Find what's gonna help you get your best stretch engagement going. In 3, 2, 1, go ahead, pull that right knee into your chest and then set the right foot flat down on the floor. We switch sides. Left knee to chest, left leg straight to the ceiling. And now let's go across the body first. So we actually start clockwise this time. So right, down, left, and up through center. Pointing your toe, trying to get your leg as straight as you can. Working through hip mobility. Again, trying to stay still through the upper body, maybe pushing down through the palms of your hands a little bit more to help stabilize. As we stretch and engage through the lower body, we activate through the low abs to keep the back flat. And we reverse directions, counterclockwise this time, left, down, right, and up through center. Hip mobility. Lots going on here. And in 3, 2, 1, go ahead, bend that left foot or bend the left leg. Both feet can come flat down to the floor, and we're gonna take it to our single leg stretch. So go ahead, curl up, chin to chest, so your shoulder blades hover, upper abs are activated once again, and hug your right knee into your chest. You have the option to keep your left foot planted or extend your left leg long to hover over the ground just an inch or so. Now switch. Hug your left knee in, right leg hovers. Switch, right knee in, left leg hovers. Switch and switch. Choose your pace, keeping the shoulder blades high the entire time, activating through the upper abs. Switching through the legs is activating through the obliques because we are not being symmetrical. And extending the leg long to hover or extending it away from the body is activating through the lower abs, keeping your low back glued to the ground. At the same time, we're getting engagement through the legs and a stretch through the legs. In 3, 2, 1. Hug both knees into your chest and rest your head for a brief moment. Give those upper abs a slight break. And then when you're ready, get back into it. Hug both of those knees to the chest, shoulder blades hover. And we go to double leg stretch. So you're going to extend your legs long away from you as you circle your arms out to the sides and behind the head. And then come back in, everything hugs in. So keep your shoulder blades lifted the entire time as legs extend away from you. And then hug everything into a tight ball. Keep the low back glued to the ground. Don't forget to breathe as you do this. Entire ab wall really working hard for this. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, rest your head. You can send your feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. Give yourself a little deep breath here. And we're going to take it to single straight leg stretch. So building off of that a little bit. Go ahead and pull your right knee to your chest and get those shoulder blades to hover, once again activating through the upper abs. Send your right leg straight to the ceiling, toe pointed. Take your hands and reach them up as high on that right leg as you can towards the ankle or foot. Trying to keep the leg as straight as you can. Feel that stretch activate through the back of the right leg. Now, option to extend the left leg long to hover over the ground, or you can keep it planted. Switch. The left leg goes up, reaching the hands towards the top of the left foot or ankle. Right leg goes down to hover. Switch and switch. So every time you're reaching towards that leg in the ceiling, you're activating, you're keeping those shoulder blades high the entire time. Upper abs are working here. You're feeling a stretch through the back of the leg as it comes up. You're feeling engagement through the front of the leg as it goes down. Your low abs are activating, pushing the low back into the ground. Your obliques are working because we're being asymmetrical. 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees to your chest. Rest your head down to the ground. Take your feet flat to the floor and breathe. We're going to take it to double straight leg stretch, and our head gets to stay rested for this one, so we get a little bit of a upper ab break. So go ahead and bring both knees to your chest and then send both legs straight to the ceiling. You can squeeze your legs together to make one long leg, and you can point your toes. Push your hands down into the ground outside the hips. Head stays rested. While you squeeze the thighs together, go ahead and lower the legs away from the body and then lift them back to the ceiling. So nice slow lower away and a nice quick lift back to the ceiling. I want you to think about keeping the entire back glued to the ground as you lower. So if your back starts to peel off the ground, limit your range of motion, make it a little bit smaller. You're going to get more out of this by staying within your range of motion than going outside of it. So find what's going to challenge you. And in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, bend your knees to your chest, send your feet flat to the floor. And we're going to take it to our bicycle crisscross crunches to finish this out. So hands go behind your head, elbows wide, feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. And shoulder blades are hovering. Left knee pulls towards your chest as you crunch. Bring your chest bone, breastbone towards the left knee. Switch. Right knee comes to chest as you crunch towards the right knee. Switch and keep going. As you go, you have the option to extend the leg long to hover after it comes into your chest. So right leg into chest, long to hover as left leg goes into chest. You can also tap the foot back down. It's fine either way. Trying to keep the shoulder blades high as you go. And as you rotate, try to pull the chest towards the knee. Try to keep those shoulder blades high. If they start to dig into the ground, make the movement a little bit smaller, the twist a little bit smaller. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Beautifully done. Take a drink, get a deep breath going, and we go into our standing balance set. So I'm going to get a drink of water here for a minute. And we meet standing. So from your standing position, we're going to take it to calf raises. So feet can be about hip width apart, shoulder width apart, and toes forward. and hands can be on your hips, in a T, out to your sides, whatever's gonna work for you. Heels lift and lower. Heels lift and lower. So we got ankle mobility. We have engagement through the back of the calves. Pull your belly button into your spine. Tune into your balance here. The slower you lower your heels, the more of a challenge it's gonna be to stay in tune here. So find what's gonna work for you and then challenge yourself from there. All right, from here, come back to your flat feet. We're gonna do a high knee march, only right knee. So right knee is gonna come up and then foot steps back down to the ground. Right knee comes up and forward in front of the hip, steps back down. Right side only. You got it. Really engaging through that left side. Soft bend through the left knee to help activate the stabilizers and keep us stable upright, working and strengthening through this movement. You're picking your pace. The slower you go, the harder it's going to be to balance. Now we're going to switch it up. Start standing nice and flat feet, and the right toes are going to tap backwards and then come right back underneath the hip. Right toes tap back, stand tall. You can choose if when you reset your foot comes entirely flat, or you just keep that right toe on the ground underneath the hip before you tap the toes back again. You choose how far you tap the toes back. Again, soft bend in that left knee, tiniest bend, just so that the leg isn't locked out. And now we can build on from here, or you can stay here. So I'm gonna tap my foot back, and then from that tap back, I'm gonna take it to a glute kick. So right heel reaches towards my right bottom, my right glute, and my foot steps back down, reset. You choose what this looks like for you, staying on the right side. So tap back, glute kick, tap back. You can reset, or you can keep the tap back, glute kick, tap back, glute kick. Play with it. It's okay if you get wobbly. That's how we grow. We find our challenge point, and then we challenge ourselves. We find growth in the imperfections. In 3, 2, 1, come back to both flat feet, and we're gonna take it to a forward fold. Just stretch out the back side of the legs before we switch sides. So folding yourself in half, hands reach down to the ground, legs as straight as you can get them to be, or as you want them to be. Just feeling that nice stretch open up through the backs of the legs, head hang heavy, spine release. And in 3, 2, 1, roll on up. Let's take it to our calf raises again. So you choose, feet can be hip width, shoulder width, whatever gonna work for you. Heels lift and lower. Pulling your belly button into your spine to activate through the core. Ankle mobility. Maybe you hold on to something. Maybe if you're holding on to something, you play with it. Maybe you start with your whole hand. Maybe you go down to 4 fingers, 3 fingers, 2 fingers. Play with it. Calves on fire a little bit here. And in 3, 2, 1, reset. Left knee is high knee marching. So left leg bends, comes up towards hip height, and then sits back down. The slower you move this left knee, the more it's going to be a challenge. The longer your foot is lifted off the ground, the harder your core is going to have to work to stabilize you. Soft bend through that right knee. You've got this. And when you're ready, we're going to switch it up to our tap backs. So start standing tall. Left toes tap behind you and then come right back underneath the hip. The left toes go straight back and then right back underneath. You can completely reset and set your left foot flat when it comes back underneath the hip, or you can keep the toe tap going and just tap it underneath your hip, regain your balance, and then tap back. Or maybe you don't touch it to the ground at all. Maybe you tap back, bring the leg underneath the hip, tap back. You find your challenge point. Self-guided here. Soft bend through that right leg so that we're not locked out in the knee. Option to build on or stay here. Left toes tap back, left side glute kick, tap back, reset. You play with this, you choose your reset steps. When you do that glute kick, remember, keep that bent knee pointing down. Keep that work through the hamstrings and glutes. Moving at your pace. In 3, 2, 1. Set your feet down and stand tall. We're going to take it to our forward fold. On your exhale, reach down, long, fold yourself in half, stretching through the backs of the legs, releasing through the spine. And when you're ready, slowly roll on up, one vertebrae at a time. And we are gonna take it to the ground for some more core focused work. So we're gonna start on our backs with corkscrew. So go ahead and start with your head rested and feet flat on the floor, palms pushed down into the ground outside the hips. Squeeze your legs together, send them straight to the ceiling, toes pointed. I want you to squeeze through the inner thighs so tight that if I came and tried to separate your feet, I could not do it. Now we're gonna draw circles with your legs. So draw a circle towards the ceiling, down towards the diagonal, and round it out. And then I want you to alternate, switching directions every time. Now, when we do our circles, we're keeping those thighs glued together. We're also keeping our belly button pulled into our spine. We want to keep your back so flat against the floor that it could not lift even if you wanted it to. You got it. Working through with the circular motion, we're building off of those single leg circles we did in the warm-up. And we're also adding that work through the extra work through the inner thighs. With both legs, it's more work on the lower abs. And with that circle going across the body, that's obliques. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, bend your knees into your chest and your feet flat to the floor. We're gonna take it to a dead bug. So keep your head rested for this one. And then I want you to lift your feet off the ground. So knees are stacked over the hips. Shins are parallel to the ceiling. Nice 90-degree bend. Hands reach to the ceiling. Push your belly button down, glue your toe back to the ground. From here, I want you to extend your right leg long to hover over the ground as you reach your left arm back behind the left shoulder. Come back up through center. Switch sides. Left arm long, or left leg long, right hand back behind the shoulder. As you're doing this movement, you have options here with your legs, so how low you lower them or hover them is up to you. If you'd rather keep your knee bent for more stability, you can totally tap your toes on the ground instead of letting your legs go on to hover. That is up to you. We're working obliques and we're working low abs. And we're working them in a big way. Keep the low back glued to the ground. That's gonna be where you find your work. And 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and keep your legs in that bent shape, so shins parallel to the ceiling, but bring your hands now. Palms are gonna push into the thighs, roll up into chest, shoulder blades hover. So shoulder blades are hovering, abs are involved, those legs are in that upside down tabletop position. Palms push into your thighs, and I want you to just really push into your palms, push into your thighs as you pull your thighs towards your palms. So I don't want your legs to move at all, but I want you to be pushing and pulling, engaging, and feel the abs absolutely fire up. With your shoulder blades hovering, your upper abs are working. Pushing into your thighs as you pull your thighs towards your hands is gonna fire up through the entire front of the ab wall. Low back and low abs are still Low abs are still engaged, pushing that low back down into the ground. In 3, 2, 1, rest. Nice job. Now we're gonna keep our head down. You can start with your feet flat to the ground, and we're gonna go into our bridges to stretch out those hip flexors a little bit. So hands flat to the floor, palms outside the hips, feet flat on the floor, knees to the ceiling. And I want you to squeeze your glutes to lift your hips towards the ceiling. And then I want you to slowly lower them back down. Think about doing this slowly today, increasing the time under tension for each rep. So squeeze through the glutes to lift your tailbone up off the ground. When you're in your highest position with your hips up, I want you to think about your knee all the way down past your hip to your ribs in a straight line. And then you break that straight line when you drop your hips down. So it will be a diagonal. Breathe through it. And next time you go up, I want you to hold it for a moment or two at the top. And then I want you to slowly lower the tailbone back down. So lift the tailbone up, hips are up, squeeze through the glutes, hold at the top, and slowly lower back down. Just increasing that hold at the top here. Maybe press through the palms to get those hips up. In 3, 2, 1, rest those hips on down. Now I want you to keep your head rested, and I want you to take your hands and reach them out to a T shape so they're out wide from the shoulders. Push your palms down into the ground. And I want you to have your knees bent over, so knees over hips, shins parallel to the ceiling, the upside down tabletop position. And I want you to let your knees fall to the left, only as far as is comfortable. So it's okay if your right hip peels off the ground, but I want your right shoulder to stay on the ground. So if your right shoulder starts to peel off the ground, that's when you know you've met your range of motion, and bring the knees back through center. Then I want the knees to fall over to the right, keeping that left shoulder on the ground, and then come back through center. So we're twisting through the core. Your obliques are the ones who have to stabilize you here. So your oblique has to pull you out of this twist to get you back center, your side abs. Knees fall right, come through center, fall left, come through center. Really pushing through the shoulder blades, making sure they don't lift with this movement. Your abs are working really hard to stabilize through the core as your knees fall left and fall right. Breathe through it. And in 3, 2, 1, come back through center. Go ahead and set your feet down, and we're gonna go to alternating toe taps. So you can bring your hands back by your hips, palms pushed down into the ground, and then lift your right toes off the ground. I want right knee directly over right hip, right shin parallel to the ceiling, and then I want you to switch. So right toes or foot comes flat to the ground, left shin parallel to the ceiling, and switch. And switch. As you're switching, I want your low back to be glued to the ground. This is low abs. This is obliques working. You've got it. Keep the upper body still and silent through this movement. You can choose the rate of which you switch. So if you want both feet on the ground, then lift one, both feet back on the ground, lift the other, or you can do reciprocal switches so they pass in the middle. So there is a point where there's none on the ground. You pick your pace. Low back glued to the ground. I just caught myself letting it lift. Protect the low back. Activate through the low abs. In 3, 2, 1, rest. Beautiful job. We are gonna go ahead and keep our legs in a tabletop, upside down tabletop position. So I want you to have your shins parallel to the ceiling, knees over the hips. Sometimes when we do this, our knees are going to want to come closer to our chest. Really try to make sure those knees are over the hips. And then we're going to do a crunch. So hands behind head, elbows wide. And I want you to lift the shoulder blades off the ground to hover and then release them back down. So with our upper ab crunch here, because our legs are lifted, that's 2 points of contact we no longer have on the ground. So our feet are not on the ground anymore. So our abs have to do that stabilization for us. It's going to make the low abs have to work for this in tandem with the upper abs. Elbows are wide, crunching through the upper abs and releasing. You can do this. In 3, 2, 1, release. Nice job. Go ahead and lower your head down to the ground, and we're going to do a reverse crunch. So instead of the upper abs working, the lower abs are going to work for us when we do this. So take your hands and you can press them down into the ground outside the hips or into a T, whatever you'd like. And you're going to think about doing a crunch with your low abs. So your feet are going to come off the ground, your knees are going to pull towards your chest, and then you're going to reset. So knees towards chest, reset. When you reset, you can bring your feet all the way back down to the ground, or you can keep your shins hovering. It's a sharp pull of the knees in towards the chest, and then a release. So those legs are in the upside down tabletop position. Think about your tailbone doing that position that your shoulder blades normally would. Tailbone lifts slightly and then lowers back down to the ground. Low abs have a sharp pull in and then lower. Belly button, sharp pull down and release. Low ab crunch or reverse crunch. You got it. Low abs are working for us here. 3, 2, 1. Set those feet flat down to the floor. Nice job. And we're gonna send our, keep our head rested. We're gonna send our legs to the ceiling. One more time. Legs can be separated, so about hip width apart, toes point towards the ceiling. Take your hands, push them down into the ground outside the hips, and we take it to our low crunch here. So think about pulling your belly button down sharply as you lift the tailbone a centimeter off the ground and then release. Lift the tailbone a centimeter off the ground and release. So your toes reach towards the ceiling about an inch or so with that lift of the tailbone. And with that sharp pull down of the belly button, we're activating through the low abs. It's a very tiny movement. It's almost like you're not moving at all, but the low abs are gonna be waking up. They're gonna feel this right away. So think about tailbone up, belly button down, sharp movement, repeat. Legs are as straight as you can get them. It's okay if they do have a bend, just as straight as works for you. Reaching those toes towards the ceiling. In 3, 2, 1, rest those feet down. Nice job. We are gonna roll onto the front sides of our body so that all the muscles we were working get a little bit of relief. And we're gonna work in our tabletop to start. So go ahead and take hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, flat back, head in line with your spine. And we're gonna work on balance here with our bird dog. So let's start one arm at a time. So right arm reaches forward at shoulder height, and left leg extends back along behind the hip at hip height. Reset, switch sides. Left arm forward, right arm, leg back. So opposite arm, opposite leg, and then reset. If it feels better to do one limb at a time, that's always an option. So arm, reset, other arm, reset, reset, other leg, reset, or you can take it to your opposites. Now, when we're doing these and we're alternating, we're keeping our back flat. We're keeping our head in line with our spine. A lot of times our head is gonna wanna dip down. Don't let it, keep it long. It's an elongation or an extension of the spine. You wanna keep your back so flat that nothing would spill off of it. So no pumpkin pies or pumpkin autumn squash soup falling off of our backs today. Keep the belly button pulled into the spine to allow this to happen. Stabilizing and balancing. You got it. breathe. All right, when you're ready, come back to all fours. I'm introducing something a little spicy here. The option for you to come down to a forearm plank is always there. So we're gonna come to a standard high plank. So I want your feet to be stepped back and I want your hands to be a little bit wider than the shoulders. So just the palms of your hands and the balls of your feet are on the ground. You have a straight line from head to heels, almost like your starting push-up position. We're gonna go from this plank position to our floating tabletop or bear hold position. So your right foot is gonna step forward, so your right knee is bent, comes underneath the hip, and then you're gonna keep it there, and then the left knee is gonna mirror that. So left foot steps forward, so now my shins are hovering, my knees are directly underneath my hips, and I'm in a floating tabletop. Then I'm gonna step my right leg back to a plank, left leg back to a plank. So as you're doing this movement, I want you to think about keeping your back flat and you're keeping your hips at the same height. Again, if this is a lot on the wrists or this movement is a lot for balance, you can come down to your forearm plank. You're still activating through all those core muscles, squeezing through all the muscles we're activating. Great option, great alternative. Take breaks when you need. One foot forward, the other foot forward, step back, step back. So going from a high plank to a floating tabletop. And 3, 2, 1, bring those knees down to the ground. Beautiful job. We're gonna take it to a little child's pose, rest position to just stretch before we go into our back extensions. So get into your tabletop position, knees underneath hips, hands underneath shoulders, and then walk your knees a little bit wider than the hips. Big toes come together but to touch behind you. Sink your bottom back towards your heels. Walk your hands forward, bringing your chest and forehead towards the ground. Just stretch here, let the back elongate, maybe feel a stretch through the inner outer thighs, the hips, stretch through the triceps, back of the upper arms. And when you're ready, you can release from that and we'll come to lay on the front side of our body. From the front side of your body, you can go ahead and take your hands underneath your shoulders, palms face down, fingertips forward. So with your hands underneath your shoulders, elbows are kind of tucked into your rib cage. And from here, legs extend long behind you. The tops of your feet are on the ground. The bottoms of your feet face towards the ceiling. And then I want you to keep your lower body down. And then without pressing through your hands, lift the chest an inch or two off the ground. Bring your head with it. Feeling the shoulder blades roll down and back. Again, no pressure in the hands, just using the engagement through the back. Open up through the chest, roll the shoulders down and back. And go ahead and release. Down, back down to the ground. Keep your hands underneath your shoulders this time. We're gonna lift the lower body with us when we come up. So on 3, we'll go ahead and squeeze through the back of our side of our body. Our hips stay down, our upper and lower body lifts. 3, 2, 1. Legs long, lifting behind us, chest lifts off the ground. You can lift your hands to hover here if you'd like, underneath the shoulders. Bring the shoulder blades down and back. Let the shoulders come away from the ears. And breathe. And 3, 2, 1. Let everything fall back down to the ground. I want you to reach your arms long in front of you. So lying down once again, hands extended long in front of you. And we're going to lift another time. So hips are down on the ground. And 3, we'll lift upper and lower body. 1, 2, 3, lift. Arms and legs lift. So chest is lifted, legs are lifted just an inch. And we are flying through the sky. Now we're gonna take it to our swimming. So right leg and left arm are gonna lift an inch higher. Then you're gonna switch, right arm, left leg. Switch, switch. Holding this up position, working through strengthening the backside of the body. And 3, 2, 1, release. Nice job. Whew. All right. Next up, go ahead and prop your elbows underneath your shoulders so that your chest comes lifted off the ground. Take your left hand in a fist, wrap your right hand around that left fist so that your hands are just connected underneath your chin or so. Legs extended long behind you. Squeeze your legs together, point your toes. The tops of your feet are on the ground, the bottoms of your feet face the ceiling. We take it to our single leg kick. Relax your shoulders down and back. Right heel or right leg is gonna kick towards the right glute twice and then reset, switch sides. So the first kick is a big kick. The second kick is a little I told you so kick, trying to get deeper into it, increase the range of motion. Kick, kick, switch, kick, kick, switch. Trying to keep those legs as close together as you can as you alternate, squeezing through the hamstrings and glutes with each kick. Good job. And in 3, 2, 1, go ahead and rest. We're gonna go ahead and find a way that's comfortable for you to rest your forehead. So maybe you fold your forearms, or maybe you stack one palm on top of the other, let your elbows bend out wide, and then rest your forehead on the backs of your hands or your forearms. Whatever's gonna work for you works for me. We're gonna go into heel beats next. So you can separate your legs so they're no longer glued together, and your toes can turn outward, heels can come in towards each other. I want you to keep the upper body down towards the ground, lift the lower body so the legs lift off the ground an inch or so, and you squeeze your heels towards each other and then release. Squeeze the heels towards each other, release. Legs are as straight as you can get them. Heels do not have to touch, they just squeeze towards each other and release. Whatever your range of motion is perfect. We're activating the inner corner of the glutes here, working through strengthening the backside once again. Hamstrings activated, helping keep those legs lifted through the squeeze and release. In 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest your legs back down to the ground. And now we're going to do our windshield wiper motion this time. Now that we're face down, we are stretching through the hip socket. So go ahead and bring your heels towards your glutes as far as feel comfortable to you. And then let your feet, your legs fall left and let them fall right. So let the leg rotate through the hip socket. Upper body stays rested here as the bent legs roll right and left. Releasing any tension through the low back, through the hips before we move on. And 3, 2, 1, release. Nice job. Get a drink if you need to as we transition to our side kick series. All right. For our side kick series, I want you to lay on your left side first. So left side down, right side up. So left hip down, right hip to the ceiling. Your left arm, you can either have elbow underneath shoulder, forearm extended in front of the elbow, palm flat, fingertips forward, or you can have your head rest in the palm of your left hand, or you can use your left arm as a pillow. You have options. Take your legs in a nice straight line with the body, flex your feet, and then I want you to walk your feet an inch or so forward so that they're kind of offset. Now they're ahead of the hips instead of in line with the hips. From here, take the palm of your right hand and push it down into the ground in front of the chest, in front of the torso. Lift your right leg up to hip height. So it's still hovering over the left leg, but now it's at hip height instead of resting on top of it. And we take it to our side kicks forward and back. So take the right leg with the foot flexed, kick forward, one big kick followed by an I told you so kick, and then point your toes, kick back twice. Same deal. First kick is big, second kick is a little follow-up, increasing the range of motion. Now, as you kick forward and back, I want your legs to stay at the same height. So right leg stays at hip height the entire time. It does not go up, it does not go down, it just goes forward and back, staying as straight as possible. When you kick forward, foot is flexed. When you kick backward, toe is pointed. Now, when you kick backward, your range of motion may be more limited, and that's okay. That means that you're pulling your core in, stabilizing through your upper body, and that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. So if you cannot kick back as far, that is perfect. As long as your belly button is pulled into your spine, you're getting that glute work in a more immense way than if you were to kick further back. So sometimes smaller movements can be better and more isolated, and this is one of those times. Big kick forward, and then kick back. center glutes, so you're getting the glutes where the glutes meet the thighs. In 3, 2, 1, I want you to either rest your right leg or bring it right over the left, hovering once again at hip height. We're gonna take it to up downs, foot flexed here. Right leg lifts towards the ceiling and then comes back down to hip height. So this time it will go up and down and it will not go forward and back. We're going up, down, with your foot flexed here. We're elongating through the back side of the leg a little bit more, fatiguing that as we engage through the side glutes. You'll feel a pinch outside of the hip. The lift does not have to be huge. It can be a couple inches. Again, small isolated movements are our friends here. They're gonna help us keep our hips tucked, belly button pulled in, to keep the core engaged, keep the upper body engaged, to isolate better through the lower body. In 3, 2, 1, you can go ahead and rest your right leg on top of the left for a brief break if you'd like, or you can keep that leg hovering. Whenever you're ready, we're gonna take it into circles. So go ahead and draw circles with your right leg. So keep your right leg as straight as you can, and you're moving it down by the ankle and then around and up through center, rounding out the movements here. You've got this. Brushing your ankles as you come through center is going to keep that circle centered over your bottom foot, keep you isolated. And reverse directions. This is the last exercise on this side, and then we'll switch. So give it all you've got, let it burn out. In 3, 2, 1, rest. Nice job. Switch sides. So I'm gonna get a drink before I switch sides. We're gonna go right hip down, left hip up. All right. So with right hip down, left hip up, lying in a straight line. Right elbow can go underneath right shoulder. You can use the palm of the hand to rest your head in, or you can use your right arm as a pillow. Legs straight, feet flexed. Let the feet come an inch or two forward from where they started so they're no longer in line with the hips, but a little bit ahead of the hips. Left palm pushes down into the ground in front of the torso. With your feet flexed, lift the left leg up to hip height. And 2 kicks forward, a big kick followed by a little kick, and then point your toes, 2 kicks backward, big kick followed by a little kick. Keeping your leg at hip height the entire time. You're now activating through the center glutes. You got this. Try not to dump into your shoulder that's supporting you. Try to keep your chest proud, collarbone wide. Using that support hand, left palm as a tool here. You got this. And when you're ready, bring that left leg to hover over the right. Foot is flexed. We lift and lower. Up, down. So keep the leg at hip height in the low position and then lift it in the up position or the high position. So again, this movement does not have to be huge. It can be a couple inches. And pull your belly button into your spine. Up and down. This is side glutes, outer hip working here. Keep that left leg stacked, or the left hip stacked over the right. It's gonna wanna roll back, don't let it. And now we're gonna take it to our circles. You can rest the left leg for a moment if you need, and then when you're ready, get into your circles. Brush the ankles together as you come through center. Rounding out through the glute work here. And when you're ready, reverse direction. You got this. Burn through the glute. And in 3, 2, 1 rest. Nice job. Get a drink if you need, and we're gonna reset. We're gonna roll to our backs for a quick core series before we cool down. Start with your feet flat on the floor, knees to the ceiling, and hands behind head, elbows wide. We're gonna crunch to the right as you pull your right knee to your chest. Set the right foot back down to the ground. Crunch to the left as you pull your left knee to your chest. So cross crunches. As you crunch towards the knee that's pulling towards your chest, we are crunching through the obliques. A little twist towards the knee. We're working on the obliques. Upper abs with those shoulder blades hovering or lifted through the crunch. And in 3, 2, 1, rest your head. Send your legs straight to the ceiling. Push your palms down into the ground outside the hips. Right leg is going to lower towards the ground to hover. Lift. Left leg lowers towards the ground to hover. Lift. Right leg lowers. Lifts. Left leg lowers. Lifts. Slow abs, obliques. You got it. We're just going to go through these 2. And we're going to take it back to our cross crunches in 3, 2, 1. Feet flat to the floor, hands behind head, elbows wide. Crunch towards your right knee as your right knee pulls towards your chest. Reset. Crunch towards your left knee as your left knee pulls to your chest. Reset. Trying to keep the shoulder blades high as you crunch. If, as you twist towards your knee, they start to dig into the ground, make the twist a little bit smaller. Keep those shoulder blades high. 3, 2, 1, rest your head, palms down outside the hips, legs to the ceiling, right leg lowers, lifts, left leg lowers, lifts, low abs, keep the low back glued to the ground. Breathe through it. Almost done. And 3, 2, 1, feet flat, hands behind head, elbows wide. We crunch right as the right knee pulls into the chest. Crunch left as the left knee pulls into the chest. Shoulder blades high, working upper abs. Oblique activation with that twist. Low ab activation with the knee pulling in. So much going on. You got it. Cross crunches. And in 3, 2, 1, rest your head, send your legs straight to the ceiling, palms push down into the ground outside the hips, right leg lowers, lifts, left leg lowers, lifts. Last exercise before we cool down. You got it. Keep the low back glued to the ground. Palms pushing down into the ground outside the hips. And in 3, 2, 1, both knees bend, reset, get a drink, get a deep breath. Nice job. We have made it through. I'm going to change the vibe here. Breathe. We're going to get ready to cool down. So I'm going to get a quick drink of water. Nice job. Woo. We had a couple of new things in there today. Hopefully spiced it up a little bit. And go ahead, take a nice deep breath. For a cool down, feel free to follow along with me or do what serves your body best. I'm going to start in cat-cow. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Tabletop position, back is flat, head is in line with your spine. Nice big inhale. On your exhale, pull your chin to your chest, push your spine to the sky, push through your palms. And when you need to inhale, you'll take it to cow, belly low, collarbone wide, shoulders down and back, nose forward, stretching through the abs, the core. And keep flowing through this with your breath. So cat, spine up to exhale, cow, belly low to inhale. Maybe you add wiggles where wiggles feel good or shift your weight forward, back. And when you're ready, come on back to a flat back. Curl your toes under, send your hips to the sky. Arms and legs are straight. The pads of your feet are on the ground. The palms of the hands are on the ground. Push your heels towards the ground for a deeper stretch through the backs of the legs, and pull your chest towards your knees for a deeper stretch through the spine. And when you're ready, go ahead, slowly bring those knees back down to the ground. We'll roll onto our back. From your back, Go ahead and hug your right knee to your chest. Extend your left leg along to the floor. Breathe here. Maybe your left foot comes flat to the floor to support the low back a little bit better. Play with it. And on your next exhale, go ahead and open the right knee a little bit outside the right rib cage so that we feel a stretch through the inner thigh, outer hip. Left hand goes outside the left knee. Outside the right knee. Guide the right knee up and over to the left. Right arm goes long to a T outside the right shoulder. Nose points right. Spine twist, glute stretch, shoulder and chest opener. And go ahead, reset, hug both knees to your chest. Give yourself a little rock side to side. We switch. So this time, keep your left knee into your chest. You can plant your right foot flat to the floor or let it go long down on the ground to rest. On your next exhale, open the left knee wide outside the left rib cage, through the inner thighs, opening through the hip. And we twist. Right hand to the outside of the left knee. Guide the left knee up and over towards the right side. Nose points to the left. Left arm goes long to a T shape, out to the left. Glute stretch, spine twist, shoulder and chest opener. And go ahead and unwind. Hug both knees to your chest, and you can rock and roll up to a seated position. From your seated position, you can extend your legs nice and long in front of you. Arms by your side, we take it to our forward fold. Inhale, arms reach out to the side, up over the head. Exhale, hinge forward. Reach for the toes, folding yourself in half. Elongating through the backs of the legs, the spine, opening through the shoulder blades, letting them draw down and back, shoulders away from your ears. Pushing energy through the heels forward to allow that stretch to really intensify, open through the backs of the legs. Feel if your body is resisting this, and maybe give it permission to let go. With every exhale, just create that space. That. Sit tall. The bottoms of your feet can come together to touch. Knees bend out to each side. Hands forward at the waist if you'd like. The closer your heels come to you, the wider your knees go out, and the more you hinge forward, the more the stretch will intensify through the inner thighs and the hips. Go ahead and lift on up. We'll go into our child's pose rest position, starting in our tabletop. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Walk your knees wider than the hips. Bring your big toes together to touch. And then sink your bottom back towards your heels. Walk your hands forward. Bring your chest and forehead towards the ground. Breathe. Release here. Let the spine elongate as you pull the tailbone back and reach the fingertips forward. Let the hips open, inner thighs release. Take a couple more deep breaths for yourself here. Thank you so much for joining our core stability today. I'm going to stop our recording.